Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet, and it is time for a Global Tarot Circle, now live on YouTube. Hey Dave, nice to see you. I'm doing great tonight. Hope you are as well. Folks, as you come into the room, say hello as Dave and Veronica have. And if you got your tarot cards with you, get them ready. So, here's what we will be doing this evening. This is the first of 3 tarot meetups that we'll do here on YouTube over the course of the month. We also have one more tarot class. Hey, Jean Mnuchin, so nice to see you. Karen Winkle, happy to see you. So, Maggie, glad you're here. So this is the meetup that originated years and years ago on WebEx. We then moved to Facebook Live, and now we've moved to YouTube Live. We just follow the technology. And so here we are. Nice to see everyone coming into the room. Gypsy Jade, Mary, and Laura. Happy to see you all. So let's do this. We start out, the format for these meetups is, pretty much the same each time. We're going to be here for an hour. Hey, Pamela, glad you're here for now. So we start with readings. If you have your tarot cards with you, get them shuffled. This is an opportunity for practice. In the second half of our time together, we will be talking about tarot reader stuff, techniques, card interpretations. The questions that have come up already for tonight's session have been around handling difficult client stuff, having to give clients bad news, psychic addiction, things of that nature, and we will be handling those things. Hey, Anna, you're on your computer because I can see your name instead of your husband. So how cool is that? Claire, glad you're here. Smile Soul 20, my friend Leisha, glad you're here. So we start with readings. Here's how it works. If you have a question that you'd want to ask a room full of tarot readers, go ahead and type that question in. If you want to do readings, this is how it works. I'm going to try to take everyone in the order that I see them. Hey, Stylin' Chica, so good to see you. I hope you're going to make this a habit. I have missed seeing you in person. Seeing you here is almost as good. Almost. So, if you want to do a reading, what happens is I'm going to take the questions in order. I will pull one card, give my interpretation. If you would like to add to that reading, you're going to tag the person we're reading for, at and their name, put the name of the card you got, also just one card, and your interpretation. If we're reading for you, you have to go through the comments to get the rest of your reading. So we're all doing single card readings, but if you put it together, it's a full reading. This is an exercise in reading only one card. It's also an exercise in reading pretty quickly. If you find that this goes more quickly than you can do, that's okay. It's easier for me to speak it than it is to type it, right? And so you might do every other one. You might just do the ones that you feel called to do. That is perfectly okay. Hey, Kristen, nice to see you here. Glad you're here. Okay. So the first burning question I see here is from Dave, at David Victor. The quarantine has played havoc with my freelance writing business. Any insights for income in the near future? If you would like to read for Dave, go ahead and put his name, at David Victor, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Let's see what we see here. So I got the Ace of Cups reversed. Now that's not the most ideal card, honestly, for this. So we'll want to look and see what other people got. But there's an emotional piece here. I feel like not only has this been hard for you financially, it's been hard for you emotionally. And it's going to be really important for you to sort of keep your energy, keep your heart, keep your creativity going. And maybe, if there's some empty space here, maybe it is time for you to create some new work for yourself. Maybe it's time for you to do some creative writing. Maybe it's time for you to put some stuff out there in a different way. Good luck. You know we're rooting for you. Okay, Gypsy Jade. What do I need to know about this time of major transition in my life? If you'd like to do this reading at Gypsy Jade, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, let's see what we see there. 9 of Cups. You know, everything that's gone down for you may not have been what you wanted, but it's going to turn out great. Just hold on to that and believe in that, and it's going to go well. Okay, Claire C. What should I know about my first camping adventure with my new trailer? I am so excited for you. And in one of my lives, didn't I see travel for you? And I'm like, travel? How are we traveling? It's COVID. We're traveling in a trailer the way all smart COVID people travel. Very, very good. Hey, Joanne Matthew, nice to see you. So if you'd like to do this reading at Claire C., the name of the card you got and your interpretation, let's see what we got here. The 7 of Swords reversed. What you should know is that you know enough to do this. You know, driving a trailer can be a little tricky. I've done it. But what fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. And you know what you're doing. That's the important thing. You need to have confidence. Okay. Marion K. Tarot. What is the cause of the anxiety I've been feeling all day? Hey, Martha Smith, nice to see you. Okay, if you'd like to do this question at Marion K. Tarot, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what is the cause of this anxiety? The 5 of Pentacles reversed. I think that there is some worry that you're not going to have the opportunities that you want and need. That there were some things that you were hoping might come to fruition that did not. And that is causing you some upset. Okay. Light frequency healing. Nice to see you. Okay, here's a question. If you'd like to do this reading at Light Frequency Healing, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Will I finally buy the property I love? 4 of Swords. It feels like there could continue to be some delay on this. That's not to say it's not possible. Excuse me, but it is to say that timing may be everything here. And, you know, this can be a card of meditation. So it may be something you want to meditate on to create the right energy for it. Okay. Pamela, what best action steps to take now to move forward in life? If you would like to do this reading at Pamela Thies, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what best action steps to take? The Tower reversed. Do them quickly, whatever they are. No, seriously. I feel like you are getting ready to step into what might be for you uncharted territory, and that you might be getting ready to do some things that are actually going to feel a little scary. Don't worry, do them anyway. So whatever you know you need to do that feels scary, that's the thing you need to do. Karen Winkle. Am I honing in on the right logo for my business? Let's take a look and see if you'd like to do this reading at Karen Winkle. The name of the card you got and your interpretation. 3 of Pentacles reversed. And, you know, that doesn't necessarily say to me that you're not doing a good job here. But it does say, are you focusing more on the minutia than you are on the larger piece? Just a question. Okay, lots of great readings going on. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Glad you're all here. Okay, Maggie Sherman, question, what should I know about my current love life? If you'd like to do this reading, at Maggie Sherman, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Queen of Wands. That's an interesting card here. I wonder if there is something going on in your love life right now that is actually kind of fun and enjoyable. I'm kind of feeling positive about this, that there might be something positive going on, but always in this case, use your intuition to feel it out. Let's see what other people have to say here. Style and Chica. Any messages Spirit is trying to get me to understand. If you'd like to do this reading at Style and Chica, that's my good friend Peely. And the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does Spirit want her to understand to not be confused, to move forward? This is the Seven of Cups reversed. To move forward, trusting the decisions that you're making. Trust yourself, trust your ability to make good decisions for yourself. Mickey Mouse, nice to see you. Silent Warrior, nice to see you. Sarah, glad you're here. I will be working between Tampa and Miami. That's a hell of a drive. Every other week for the next few months. How can I keep up with all the travel? Is that going to be an Alligator Alley thing that you're going to do? Or are you going to go up and around? I would probably do Alligator Alley, but geez, Louise, that's harsh. Okay, let's take a look. If you would like to do this reading at Sarah, the name of the card you got, your interpretation, how to handle this hefty commute. The Knight of Cups, with love, with great tunes, with good snacks. It's not going to be as bad as I thought. And so it's not going to be as bad as you thought either. Hey, Cheryl Jefferson, nice to see you. Oh gosh, Alligator Alley, man. That's a tough road, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Okay. Silent Warrior, nice to see you. Does the Virgo man still think of me? Okay, if you would like to do this reading at Silent Warrior, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Does the Virgo man still think of Silent Warrior? I'm going to say 10 of Cups here, yes, and fondly. And thank you, everyone, participating, doing the readings. Betty Flesher, nice to see you here. Smile Soul 20, what does the universe want me to know? If you would like to do this reading at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Eight of Wands reversed. You know, there may be ways in your life that you are feeling stuck. And you need to really think about that. You need to think about where you're feeling stuck, why you're feeling stuck, and what you can do to become unstuck. Sunshiny day. Nice to see you here. That's making me want to sing a little song about a bright, bright sunshiny day. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Martha Smith, what steps do I need to take to find a fulfilling full-time job? If you'd like to do this reading at Martha Smith, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Moon. Okay, so I'm going to say a couple things. Look everywhere, not just in the obvious places, but everywhere. Talk to people, network. And when we think about what job would be fulfilling, it might not be a job that you would think would be fulfilling, but it would be. So cast your net really, really, really wide. Use your intuition. And, you know, if there's a job you'd really like, send a cold resume, send an unrequested resume, work with a recruiter. Any of those things could work. Okay. And that was at Martha Smith. All right. 7C Mystic, nice to see you. Barrett, you made it. Good to see you. A lot of great readings happening. Two nights in the reading. That's amazing, Sarah. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So at this point, I feel like I have answered every question that I have seen. So if you were waiting to ask a question, now's the time. Go ahead and put the question in. And people are doing readings as well. And if you have questions about tarot as we wind down on reading for each other, we can also start to wind up our questions about tarot and tarot use. So at this point, the floor is still open for your psychic questions, your questions about your life or whatever you'd like to know, whatever you'd like us to read on. Go ahead and ask. And if you have questions about tarot cards, tarot spreads, tarot practice, go ahead and ask those as well. And we still see a lot of readings coming through. And here's a question from Jean Mnuchin. What should I concentrate on for my new Zoom class? Now, this is a class she's teaching. And when we do shameless self-promotion at the end, Jean, I hope you will indeed drop a link. I think a lot of people here might be interested in your class. So if you'd like to do this reading at Jean Mnuchin, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what should I concentrate on for my new Zoom class? Okay, 3 of Pentacles reversed, getting the word out. I think your content is good. I think you know what you're doing. Just get the word out. That's really the key. Okay, very good. And we've still got lots of great readings happening in the comment section. So if we're reading for you, make sure you check. And the floor is open for questions, both questions about tarot reading and questions for a tarot reading. We'll see what we got going on. Okay, Style and Chica. Here's a question for all of us. Are there better vibes for the collective coming for the rest of the year? Good freaking Lord. It just gets worse and worse and worse, doesn't it? So yes, let us all put our collective energy together. And this is a question really for all of us because we're all in it, aren't we? What do we see about the energy of the planet going forward? We'll tag it at Style and Chica, but it's really for everyone. The name of the cards you got and your interpretation. Judgment reversed. I would say the S storm continues for a while. I think we have to really hunker down and we have to get really good at avoiding what's getting thrown around here, be it BS, COVID, or anything else. Hey, okay, we have a question. Let's see. Here we go. We have a question from Cindy Rosario. How about my relationship with my partner? If you would like to do this reading, go ahead at Cindy Rosario, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. So this is interesting. I got the World. That could mean a lot of things. That could mean that it's great that the two of you are really working together well. But it could also mean exactly the opposite, that you're coming to the end of the rope. So I'll be very interested to see what other people have to say. With this one question, with this one card, what I'm going to say for you, Cindy, is this is one of those things where it's either all or nothing. Either it's going to work perfectly or it's not going to work at all. There's no way for it to be in between. It's got to be one or the other. And I'd also wonder with that, with the world there, if there's any geographic issue. Do you want to travel somewhere? Do you want to move somewhere? Are you from different places? Any geographic issues, any cultural issues there? Okay. Oh, nice. Such a beautiful ambiance in this chat room. Yeah, these tarot meetups really do, sort of create that in a lot of really great ways. So once again, the floor is open for questions, questions for a reading or questions about reading, whatever you'd like to know. I've got a couple of topics that we are going to move into. But first, let me look at your questions. And it's interesting, for Cindy Rosario, I got the World, Martha got the Chariot. So it does make me wonder if there is some sort of travel involved in all of this, because both of those could be cards about travel. Absolutely. And checking in on the question about the energy of the world here that Style and Chica asked, we got a lot of great things. Knight of Cups from Jean, face it with love. That's kind of fun. From Claire, Page of Pentacles, life lessons are beginning to be heard by more people. Very good. Very good. From Dave, Queen of Pentacles reversed. We must rely on each other. We sink or swim as a collective. Society is pretty divided right now. It's up to us to hang together. Thank goodness we have each other. Yeah, and I had a friend, and in fact, Peely knows who I'm talking about here. I met Peely when I first started doing these meetups in person in West Palm Beach. And we had someone who used to join us there named Terrace. And Terrace said to us one day, she said, your tarot friends are your best friends. And even from across the miles, I think that can really be true. That the energy that we raise when we work with the cards together, when we talk with each other, it really is a fabulous energy and a fabulous thing. Absolutely. Okay. And I'm interested in that reading for Cindy. Barrett gets the Seven of Pentacles. So interesting. And Karen gets the Six of Pentacles. And Pamela, the King of Cups. So interesting. Like when you ask about a relationship, there's always that question, like what's going on there? But a lot of the cards that come up are not terrible here. Let's just say that. Which brings us to one of the things we're going to be talking about today, which is what happens when the cards are terrible. When we're reading for somebody else and the cards are not favorable, especially if they're not willing to hear it or they don't want to hear it. That's such an interesting question and something that we'll be talking about. The floor is still open for questions for reading and questions about tarot cards. But at this point, let's go ahead and open up the conversation to that. When you are reading for someone else, whether it's a professional reading or just reading for a friend, be it about love life or money or anything else, and the cards are not what they want. Barrett says tarot isn't always nice. Well, that's a fact. How do you handle it? Do you have stories that way? People who have not been happy with what you've said. How do you say it? How do you deal with that? As a reader, do you have concerns about that? Is that something that worries you? I'm going to tell you a story. I used to run a psychic fair, and we had this policy where if the client didn't like the reading, we would go ahead and pay the reader and let the client go to another reader who we would also pay. And, because not every time, there's not always a fit, right? So we had like 10 readers. And this one person, it was a question about love life. This one person went to every single one of us. We didn't talk amongst ourselves at all, but we all told her the same thing, that basically he was no good. It was not going to work. She was so pissed. She left angry. But you know what? She came back a month later and gave us the money for everyone because we were all right. Now, Barrett said, I put myself aside and just read it, no ego. But the question is, what do you say? Because we have to be kind and healing. Tarot may not always be nice, but we have to be. There is no way you want to say to someone, he's a jerk, leave him, if she really believes that he is the right person for forever. You have to be able to handle this with a lot of finesse. How do you do it? Dave says, when that happens, I just want to crawl under a table. And so I think that, this is an important thing for us to discuss. How many of you have had these issues? Right, try to be as nice as possible, but how do you do it? Because we don't want to lie. We have to say what we see. But how do you do it in a way that is hopeful? In a way that doesn't make them feel bad? How do we do it? What are the techniques that we can use? I have a couple of ideas that I'd like to share, but I would love to hear from you as well. When the cards are not favorable, what are the techniques that we use, and how many of you have dealt with this? Betty says, for practice, ask my husband, how did your day go today? Ace of Cups and Two of Cups. I assume the worst. If I'm wrong about new love cheating, then how can I read for anyone else? Interesting. I mean, that's a really interesting thing. So we're going to assume that you were wrong about cheating. So here's a question. I'm going to put this out to the group. And I'm going to ask you to tag this Ace and Two of Cups. What is something else? How did your day go? Ace and Two of Cups. What is something that could mean that would not be romantic? What I would say is, it was a good day, first of all, number one. Number two, maybe he had a nice exchange. Maybe someone he works with or works for, or a customer he had to deal with. There was a nice exchange and he felt good about working with that person or helping that person. Maybe a problem that had happened earlier was solved. Remembering that the Ace of Cups can talk about really any kind of healing, and that the Two of Cups can talk about any kind of partnership. So I would assume it was a good day. Now, what did he tell you about the day? How did it turn out, how the day was? And did you end up, tell us more about this story, Betty. Did you accuse him of cheating? Is he cheating? We want more information. Share more. And make sure when you answer any question that you tag it. So Veronica says, new communication and new partnerships at work. Sure, absolutely. Gypsy Jade, he followed his own heart in a fulfilling and authentic way. Anna said, Ace and Two of Cups, kidney problems. I can see it. I could totally see how that could be. Absolutely. I could also see going out for drinks at lunchtime, which, could be fun. Maybe not the best idea, but could be. Okay, let me scroll back and, okay, Dave says, as far as giving bad news, I usually manage some form of diplomacy. Necessary. Karen, in terms of giving bad news, I ask the client to keep an open mind and heart to other possibilities. Yes. Yes. And Joanne says, if you know the client very well, you can say, hey, he's a jerk. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But you have to already have that established relationship. Martha Smith, if I see relationship troubles, I say, I see some challenges in your relationship. The word challenge is such a good word to have in your toolbox. Absolutely, absolutely. Pamela, honestly, I start with setting strong intentions that the reading come through in the best way possible for the client to hear and receive the information. This is a huge part of my practice and works for me. Brilliant. Brilliant. So even before you do the reading, you are energetically setting the stage for you to find the right words, for the cards to come up in the way that will be the most informative, but also the most healing. You set that intention before. Beautiful. I love that. Also, we'll approach by asking the client some questions if something really rough is coming up. Yeah, I will do that too. Hey, Pamela, I know you got to run, but thanks for your contribution here. That was very, very helpful. Marcos, who is Anna? I try to see the negative cards as challenges and not obstacles. Very good. The cards that brought the problems, and they're going to provide the sitter with tools to handle them. Right. Don't just leave them with, okay, that sucks and isn't going to work out. Even if you have to pull more cards to ask more questions, okay, so if this guy isn't right for you, who will be? What do you do to find that right situation? Ask more questions. And if they say, well, I don't want anybody else, then you might say, okay, what do you need to focus on right now? Or what do you need to do to find healing? And pull more cards. That absolutely works. Pamela, so by gently asking them, it opens them up and often gets them to express in a healthy way that we can address. Yep. Karen Winkle, the Ace and Two of Cups. He was opening his heart to higher vibrations. He was able to have a good conversation with someone. Martha Smith, Ace and Two of Cups. He has good connections with his coworkers and was a good team member. Absolutely. Christine, Ace and Two of Cups. Good day at work, perhaps collaborated with a business associate, closed a deal or contract. Absolutely. Julie Barrett, nice to see you here. This is about clients getting bad news. Sometimes they just won't hear it. I try to look at why it could be an opportunity for growth, a better outcome, find a bright side, engage them in figuring it out for themselves. Yes. And that's the thing, is if they won't hear it, the question is why? Why are they so stuck? And they may not be able to hear you ask that question, but you can ask that question quietly, pull the cards, and then get them to the next thing. So, sometimes I will just say to the cards, what does this client need from me? And I'm not saying that aloud. They don't know I'm doing it. But I'll say, how can I help this client? What does this client need from me? And I pull some cards, and that will guide me in the best way to guide the client. Okay, Dave Victor, Ace and Two of Cups. Maybe you're the one, and he's glad to see you at the end of the day. Oh, that's lovely. He said it was an okay day. Absolutely not a cheater. Yeah, we thought as much. I like he was happy to see you at the end of the day. I like that. Anna, Marcos, who is Anna, Ace and Two of Cups, a person came up with a new idea. That's the ace, and both discussed it, how to make it happen. Two of Cups in a way that they would both profit. Beautiful. And Betty at Dave says that's what he said. He was happy to see you. I would take that at face value. Dina, I love talking about my day in tarot cards. That's a fun exercise. We should do that. 1 second. I like that. And Christine, so funny as I'm listening to this topic, the Three of Swords popped out. That's hilarious. Barrett, I've had people that want the react meaning and think I'm interpreting the card wrong, the exact meaning. Well, and this is where, the reader gets to say, it's not like there is one right meaning for the card that is always going to be the case. And that's a hard thing. And that's where you really have to own your table and own your cards with authority. But sometimes you could say, it's an art, not a science. You can look up the card yourself and see what you think, but recognize, this is not doing a reading with a machine. There's a psychic component here. And what I'm getting psychically, what I'm getting from my guides is this. Take it or not, right? Joanne says sometimes they know it's bad and they just want confirmation from the cards. I have had that happen so many times where I'm like really not wanting to say, I know this, and that's what I'll say sometimes is, hey, I know this is probably not what you wanted to hear, but this is what I'm getting. Or I think you should be open to the possibility that. And then sometimes they'll be like, yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Dina says today was a devil day as I obsessed over the news. Got it. Okay, Sally Larkin. Oh, this is a good one. Nice to see you, Sally. Use the magic of reversals. There are things they can change if they take action. Right. Give them some action steps, what they can do. Days in their lives where they felt like nothing was going right and they got through it. Motivation. Perfect. That's okay. We got you, Sally. That's perfect. And Betty says, my fear is assuming someone is cheating for a client. So here's a basic rule. Never, ever, ever, ever bust someone for cheating or suggest that someone is cheating. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. First of all, you're going to want more confirmation than that. If you have okay, so say you had initial cards that made you think, is there cheating? What I would do then is I would silently ask, not letting the client know that this is where I'm at. I would silently ask, is infidelity something we should discuss? And pull a card or two to see if I'm on the right track. If it suggests that I am, I might say something like, so are there any trust issues in the relationship? Do you feel like there are trust issues in the relationship? Because that can mean a lot of things. Trust issues about money. Maybe he doesn't trust her. All kinds of things, and see where it goes. So a lot of times we have to put out the breadcrumbs rather than saying, could he be cheating on you? The thing you want to say after you've confirmed that this is a place you want to go, to say, are there trust issues? Are there communication issues? Or even, I think the two of you need to talk. You do not all have the same set of information. You need to talk. There's things that each of you don't know about the other. There needs to be more communication. So trust issues, communication issues, those are ways that you can start to present it. So you do it in little breadcrumbs, not all at once. Okay, Barrett wants to know, what does the magician reversed mean? Okay, opening up the floor to ideas about the magician reversed. And you can just go ahead and tag it, Magician RX. A closed mind, feeling like you don't have the skills or tools to do what you need to do. Issues or problems with school. A school thing coming up, like an exam or a paper that you're nervous about. Something of that nature. Okay, young Oliver, nice to see you. I will ask about the relationship dynamics. Right, what do you see as the relationship dynamics, or even do a reading about it? Let's look at relationship dynamics. You could even pull one card for the one person, another card for another person, for the other person, and see how those two cards interact. That's beautiful. Jean brings up a very good point. Being definitive about something that heavy like cheating could do damage if you aren't right, or even if you are right. You got to think about that. Anything that you say, what if I'm right? What if I'm wrong? Either way. Claire, control issues. Sure. Let's see. Dave says, magician reversed, blockage in manifesting what you need. Karen, magician reversed, unable to create what you want. Turn it upside down. Veronica, magician reversed. What you're trying to create isn't manifesting. Gypsy Jane, magician reversed. Know your power, gather all your ingredients, and follow the process as needed. Laura, nice to see you. Magician reversed, a trickster or tricky energy. Very good, very good. And Betty liked the answer about cheating, so hey, we solved a problem here. So let's move on to, a couple of things. First of all, Dina gave us a good idea for a tarot exercise. Let's do this, and then we're going to move on to another tarot client question that came from Joanne earlier on. If you're wondering where these questions come from, if you're not seeing them here, You need to join on Facebook the Global Tarot Circle group. Whenever we're going to have one of these meetups, which right now during COVID we do 3 times a month, I will sort of put it out there. What would you like to talk about? Okay, let's see. Karen Winkle, heard of a tarot reader who got sued for identifying cheating. Hubby was angry at being caught and sued. So even if you're right, you could screw things up. Okay, for magician reversed, we're seeing something missing. We're seeing control issues. Jean Mnuchin says, you do not have all the tools you need in this situation. Okay, Dave, I guess tarot readers need to consider the Hippocratic Oath doctors take. First, do no harm. Yes, 100%. And you know what? You can always, if you see something you don't want to say, you can always say, I think you could benefit from some marriage counseling. I think you could use some help to communicating with each other. Okay. Let's do an exercise inspired by Dina, and then we're going to talk about Joanne's question. So the exercise is one card to describe your day. Okay, think about the day you had today, your day today. Pull one card and see how it fits. How did this card describe your day? If you'd like, go ahead and chat it in. What card did you get and how did it describe your day? I had a COVID day. 8 of Wands reversed. Today, like every other day, I'm not going anywhere, but I am working. I am hanging out with you. I am talking to some great people. But I think for me, there's a couple of projects that I've been trying to work on. And I never seem to find the time to do it, and nor did I today. So I probably did not get as much done today as I thought I might have. Fair enough. Okay, so go ahead, share your card for the day. And this is a great exercise to do at night. And, it will help you see how the cards speak to you. One card to describe your day. How does it fit? Figure out how it fits. And now let me introduce Joanne's issue. Well, let's look at Barry. Queen of Cups, led the day with love and kindness as much as I could without getting too frustrated. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. So Joanne's question is about psychic addiction. What about those clients who keep coming for readings, or even, like if they keep coming for readings, you can always discourage them and not book them, but they keep going to lives and looking at the cards themselves rather than taking the actions they need to take or the actions that the cards suggest. They just keep going to the cards and expecting things to magically get fixed. What do you do for those people? Okay, let's see. Karen Winkle, 7 of Swords, working on something that I haven't been fully open about with my boss at his boss's request. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let's see, Gypsy Jade, 5 of Pentacles reversed. Did you find some new opportunities or get a sense of new opportunities? Young Oliver, 9 of Cups, a day of wishes fulfilled. How did that show up? Maggie Sherman, 8 of Pentacles, did you work today? Oh, and Young, you're just starting your day because you're on the other side of the world there. Very good. Looks like you'll have a good day. Betty, 10 of Cups, I have a beautiful family and I'm grateful, but how did that show up today? That's the question. Did you spend time with your family? Did you think about your family? Were you particularly enjoying your home? Did you particularly enjoy a family member? Let's be specific about the context. How did that show up specifically today? Okay, Dave, my day-to-day temperance reverse. Well, it didn't feel that bad. I don't hate temperance reversed. I really don't. I think it goes along with the question you're asking, though, that you're really wishing that you had more of that flow going on right now. Dina, 2 of Wands, tried to envision what the hell was happening. Got it. Christine, The lovers, a good day. Hubby and I doing well. Beautiful weather. Sage the house. Good vibes. Enjoyed the tarot meeting. Nice day overall. Yay. Glad to be part of that. Claire, Seven of Cups reversed. Went from one thing to another in ADD day. Got it. Martha, King of Cups. A slow, comfy day, and my husband made me breakfast. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Jessica, Three of Swords reversed. That could be some good healing. Did you have some healing opportunity? Maggie, you're still working. Makes sense. Giotti, Empress. My 6-month-old niece has come to our place and she's slept. Oh, you actually got. Okay, see, that's perfect. That's perfect. The card is the Empress, and you actually spent time today with a little sleeping 6-month-old baby. Oh, that's so perfect. Dora, hey, nice to see you. Justice. I've been talking about narcissistic abuse and the need to be fair to yourself and walk away. Perfect. So, those of you who are newer to tarot, do you see how this as an exercise can really help us see how the cards work for us, right? Veronica, Wheel of Fortune reversed. I'm not sure how this applies. My day ran pretty smoothly. So that's good. My question is, did you break some sort of a pattern? Like, I eat oatmeal every day, but this morning I did not eat oatmeal. Or every day I have lunch. See, I'm always talking about food. What's up with that? I always have lunch at 12, and today I had lunch at 1. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune reversed is just doing something different than what your pattern usually is. Okay, Style and Chic, a card of the day. The Devil. I feel like the internet pulled me in too much today. Yeah, I hear that. We all have to be careful about that, except here. Let us pull you in here, right? Laura, card of the day. The World. Definitely breakthrough, starting a new cycle with tarot studying. Yay. Very, very good. Okay, perfect. So, Betty, back to that 10 of Cups. How 10 of Cups was specific. You made lunch and dinner and enjoyed being home in the beautiful weather. See, that's perfect. That's perfect. Oh, and Veronica, you left work early. So now you know that when you see the Wheel of Fortune reversed, it may not be for you something unfortunate. It may just be something different. There you go. See how we learn here. This is good stuff. Okay, Joanne, my day 3 of Cups. I actually had someone stop by with something for me, very unexpected. Beautiful. I love it, love it. Hey, Jake 5345, who is my friend Robin, 9 of Pentacles. Walking most of the day, enjoying nature. Beautiful. Oh, Jessica, this makes sense. I'm taking steps. The card was the 3 of Swords reversed, I think. I'm taking the steps toward ending a very toxic work relationship. I'm a live-in caregiver for an 84-year-old with dementia. Oh, gosh, bless you, man. My goodness. Okay, so we can all thank Dina for this amazing exercise. Marcos Hosanna, 4 of Wands, celebrated my birthday at home with family. And happy birthday to you, and thank you so much for spending some time with us on your birthday. That means you get a birthday card from me, Queen of Pentacles. As we look at the year you're opening up to, may it be filled with family and fortune. So mote it be for you. All right, so now let's get to Joanne's question. The psychic addict, or what I call the tarot fundamentalist, the person who believes, well, you know, my world is crashing down around me, but I got the 10 of Cups, so everything's going to be fine, and I don't have to lift a finger to do anything more. What do we do with these people? Are there people for whom tarot readings, psychic readings really aren't good? What do we do? How do we deal with that? Tag it psychic addiction or tarot fundamentalist. Tell us your stories about that and tell me what you got. And if anyone else wants to give a birthday card to Anna, here she is, Marcos Herring. Go ahead and pull a card for her birthday. We can do that as well. And we still have a few minutes, so any other questions about tarot, about the cards, about our techniques, or how we work? And as we are, you call them seekers, so they're constantly seeking, right? Not just seeking today, but always seeking, right? And as we are getting near the end of our time together, it is getting to be time to drop your shameless self promotion. So if you have, like Jean Mnuchin, drop a link for the workshop you're teaching. If you have a blog, a class, a website, something that you would like to share with us, your Instagram, whatever, your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, go ahead and share. And I'm going to remind you not only to like this video and to please subscribe to this channel, but also remember to go to Starcast, Staarcast, and subscribe there as well. So we've got a card for the birthday gal. And we've got some thoughts about the psychic addiction from Dave. When beginning a session with a querent, we might emphasize that this is a collaboration. It requires input from all sides. Very good. Very good. Karen, I get a little rude, I suppose. I just tell them that I read the cards that come up. It's their choice to ignore what they say. Fair enough. Dina says, thank you all. Such a lovely Three of Pentacles group. Absolutely. And more birthday cards for Anna. Very good. Always a great thing. Very good. And so, further questions, thoughts about, like, at what point do you just turn someone away from your table? Saying, you know, we've handled this question over and over and over and over again. What I will do is say, you know, I'm starting to think that this is not a helpful process for you. I'm starting to think this is not helpful, and I don't want to be in the position of hurting you rather than helping you. And I'll say that. Young says, there is a need to take action. You have to take action. This is on you. More birthday cards for Anna. Very good. Very good. Okay, from Young, you can't wish for love. You locked yourself up at home, right, darling? Right. The person who is wishing for love but won't get online and never goes anywhere. Exactly. Sometimes you can gently but with humor point out the obvious. And we have to remember spiritually, as above, so below. What you do spiritually also has to be done on a mundane level. You know, you do magic to get a job, you also have to show up for the interview. A little humor helps. That's very true. That's very true, right. To do it with humor and to do it with a smile. Absolutely. So Barrett, I disagree. And this is, you know, this is that common wisdom thing. With love, you can't really look for it. It'll happen. That's going to be different for different people. For some people, it is very clear that they must look for love. You know, the Knight of Cups comes up. It's going to tell them, go look for love. And don't wait for it to happen. You know, that's going to be a person by person thing. There's going to be other people where the message very much is, don't look for it, just do the things you want to do in life and it will happen. But, you know, this is the whole thing about whatever you have seen in your own life or whatever common wisdom a person might believe, no place for that at the tarot table because everybody is different, right? Okay. Many birthday cards for Anna. But, you know, that brings us to an interesting question, too. Is there any common wisdom that is always appropriate at the tarot table? I say no. Once a cheater, always a cheater? Maybe not. If you have to ask about the relationship, that means there's a problem? Maybe not. You know, I spent a lot of time volunteering and working at a project for battered women, or now we call it domestic abuse. It shows you how old I am. But we would always say, as soon as you get hit, you have to go. But even that, you know, you gotta look at the cards, you know, because we're not there to be your domestic abuse counselor. We're there to read? Okay. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that there is any common wisdom that would replace a tarot reading. Let's put it that way. Okay, birthday girl, birthday girl. Lots for the birthday girl. Okay. I call myself old with love. It's okay. Okay, here's a Richard Bach quote from Claire. Anything you wish for will come true. You may have to work for it, however. That's really your as above, so below thing, right? You have to put the work in. And anything you ever read about magic or manifestation, we'll talk about that, and how the work really is important. So we are open for final questions, final comments, shameless self-promotion. Drop your Facebook page, your Insta, drop your web page, drop your blog post, drop your workshop, whatever you want to drop. Now's the time to do it. I'm going to let you know that my October schedule is just coming up. I will have 2 Zoom classes. I think tickets are available for one of them, but not necessarily yet for the other, but it will be coming up. Let me just check the schedule and I can let you know so you can mark the calendar when the Zoom classes are. We're doing our minor arcana class October 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we're doing a very special class on Tuesday, the 27th. It's a class in tarot mediumship, Tarot Beyond the Veil, how we use the cards to communicate with spirit. Good class for right before Halloween. Now, we will have, as I said, a couple of more of these meetups this month, and we will also have one more class on October 24th, 10:30 a.m. We're doing the Major Arcana Grand Tableau. It's a 90-minute class right here for free on YouTube. So that's a very cool thing. Let's see what we got. A few things here. Okay, what if you see a child being abused by the other parent? That is an interesting thing. If you suspect that's happening, I would come into it the same way I would with cheating. Do you have any questions about your co-parents' parenting methods? Are there concerns about the co-parents' parenting methods? Because if they're divorced, then there's going to be a mechanism there, for them to do something. But you have to ask, do you see any concerns? If the parents are still married, I would say the same thing. Do you have any concern about your partner's relationship with his child? Is there anything that you see that you're uncomfortable with? That's where I'd go. I'd get them thinking. Again, you cannot accuse anyone of anything. Now, if they tell you, there was that story that made the news about a tarot reader in England who had a murderer at her table confess to her the murder, and she found a way to keep him talking at the table and contact the police, and the police came and took him away. But that is an entirely different matter. If it's something that you see that you suspect, again, you have to find the way in and ask the questions and then give the solutions. And the solution may always be, it may be time to talk to a counselor. It may be time to ask your child some questions. Your child may be, I feel like your child is upset about something going on. Is that anything you've noticed? And take it that way. Okay, very good. Okay, folks. Lots of great stuff, so much to learn. Oh, for Halloween, I am on that day, probably around noon, I will do a Zoom ceremony. Totally not related to my work. This is just it won't be taped. It won't be available anywhere. But if anyone wants an invitation to my October 31st ritual on Zoom, since Betty mentioned it, all you have to do is reach out to me and also let me know if you want a speaking or singing part. And we will make that happen. We did it for the autumnal equinox. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to try to do it for all 8 holidays. So just reach out and ask for an invitation. I'll give you an invitation. Again, this is not a work thing. There's no money. There's no promotion. It's personal. So Betty, I'm going to send you an invitation, and Barrett, I'll send you an invitation. And there we'll go. Okay, I'll send you an invite, Karen, for sure, for sure. Thank you all so much. Drop your shameless self-promotion. Young, I don't know if I'm connected. It will be in Eastern Daylight, Eastern Daylight Time. It's still Eastern Daylight Time. So if you'd like an invite, I may or may not. I'll try to go back and get you here. But if we're friends on Facebook, reach out to me on Facebook and remind me. But I'll try to come back to this list and invite you all, and I'll get that scheduled. Thank you all so much. I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, or Zoom. Reach out to me anytime. I really appreciate all of you. I also do mentorship. If you want to take your tarot practice to the next step, wherever you're at, I can get you to the next step. Reach out to me. We'll make it happen. I'll look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you all so much. See you soon. Oh, we are Facebook friends. Okay, very good. Very good. Excellent. And you know what? If we're not friends on Facebook, anyone, why the heck not friend me? I'll look forward to seeing you. And also, make sure you join the Global Tarot Circle group. Thank you all so very much. I'll look forward to seeing you soon.